Happening right now. News Midday starts right now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Well, thank you for joining us on this Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Tom Rogers, and what we want to get to first is happening right now, an emergency court hearing about that lawsuit filed by a group of Federal Hill residents. They are trying to block BGE from installing new gas meters. Ahead of the 10 o'clock hearing, many residents gathered outside of that courthouse. Baltimore City Circuit Court Judge John Nugent holding a hearing on the complaint and the emergency motion. More than 120 people have signed on to the class action lawsuit, accusing the utility company of illegally threatening gas shutoffs if they do not agree to have gas meters installed outside their homes. While the plaintiffs asking for a cease and desist, calling on BGE to stop construction in the meantime.
If they're so confident they're going to prevail in court, just take a minute to allow these homeowners to not have their gas cut off while there is pending litigation.
Well, BGE said it would not comment on active litigation, but in previous statements, the company claims it's done nothing illegal, saying that it spent more than a year communicating with residents about these safety upgrades to its natural gas system. Also just in a city in crisis, Mayor Brandon Scott officially naming Stephanie Mavronis as being the interim executive director of Monzi. For the past year, Mavronis has been the second in command at Monzi. She served under Shantae Jackson, chief of staff, and is now stepping up as the interim director of the agency when Jackson steps down Friday. Monzi, or the mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement, oversees the city's holistic approach to crime fighting. For its part, the Department of Public Works is still searching for its next leader. DPW Director Jason Mitchell set to step down Friday at the end of this week, and the clock is ticking to find his replacement. Now, the Department of Public Works plays a fundamental daily role in hundreds of thousands of lives, from the water that you drink to each flush, plus trash and recycling removal. Leaving DPW without a permanent leader could cause more problems for the agency already plagued with problems. Remember, DPW Director Jason Mitchell first announced his departure in January. Now there are just days to go before his last day, and the city has yet to announce his replacement.
And so this is an agency that really affects the most basic quality of life functions in our city.
It's really inexcusable that they don't have someone lined up to take over starting July 1st.
Taxpayer advocate David Williams pointing to DPW's more than $600 million budget and the director's $245,000 salary, questioning how will the lack of leadership impact not only your city services, but your hard-earned tax dollars.
This could potentially lead to the waste of millions of dollars in the city if there's not someone at the top of this agency making sure that the money is spent wisely. Now it's crunch time for the city, and they may have to pay the next person a lot of money to come in and take over this agency.
Again, Mitchell's last day with the city is scheduled for Friday, and as of now, no word from the city on a plan for when he leaves. Happening today, a somber anniversary. Today marks 5 years since the Capitol Gazette Newsroom shooting. John McNamara, Wendy Winters, Rob Hyacin, Gerald Fishman, and Rebecca Smith were all killed in 2018's attack. Earlier this morning, the city of Annapolis hosted a remembrance ceremony and a wreath laying for the shooting victims and all victims of gun violence. City says since last June, 7 people have been victims of deadly gun violence in Annapolis. New video of smoke over BWI this morning. And if you saw it, don't worry, it was all part of a scheduled training exercise. The airport's fire department held that training exercise this morning. Our cameras caught the smoke rising into the air right when the training started around 7. Also happening this weekend, starting July 1st, it's Saturday, anyone 21 and older in Maryland will be able to legally buy marijuana for recreational use. Local dispensaries say they're ready for an influx with customers.
Yeah, we are not worried about running out at this point, and luckily we do have our own GP grow process here in Maryland that supplies many of the best products and strains here in Maryland. So we're staying fully stocked with some really good stuff. Garcia hand-picked, strain, elevated, dewdrops, Canasutica. We'll be ready.
Well, ahead of the drug's legalization, Fox 45 News spoke with an attorney about where and when people can use marijuana and when they should avoid lighting up.
So there aren't any, at least as far as I'm aware, any local county ordinances that are going to ban the smoking and use of marijuana in a public place. However, there is a statewide prohibition against the use of marijuana in a public place. In other words, open smoking, similar to an open container type law. Can't go out and drink alcohol in public. You shouldn't be able to go and smoke marijuana in public. It's only a finable offense, doesn't carry any jail time. Most importantly, the General Assembly also passed a law that indicated police can't stop and search you based on the smell or suspicion of marijuana only.
That's Kirk Nachman with EN Lawyers. Now, Fox 45 News will continue following marijuana legalization Saturday. Keep you updated on what happens after. You can follow along both on air and online. Here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number one, Baltimore police asking for your help identifying a woman following a deadly stabbing in Park Heights. Happened May 22nd along West Cold Spring Lane and Park Heights Avenue. Police are now trying to identify the woman that you will see in the picture here. They say she's wearing a tan hoodie that says Paris. You see that here, and shoes with red and blue on them. Now, police are asking anyone with information to call Metro Crime Stoppers. That number, 866-7-LOCK-UP. Trending number two, former Laurel Police Chief David Crawford will spend the rest of life behind bars. He was sentenced Tuesday to 2 consecutive life sentences following a March conviction of attempted first-degree murder and arson. Investigators say he's responsible for a string of fires targeting people he knew. Crimes happened over a 10-year period and all across 6 Maryland counties. 71-year-old maintains his innocence and says that he will appeal the sentence. Trending number three, we are following reports former Ravens quarterback Ryan Mallett has died after getting caught up in a riptide in Destin, Florida. Mallett was drafted in 2012 by the New England Patriots and played his final 3 seasons here in Baltimore, primarily as a backup, but earning favor with fans after a late December win over Pittsburgh in 2015. You can download the Fox 45 News app for your up-to-minute traffic conditions, breaking news, weather anytime. Just search WBFF in your app store. A woman is sharing what she calls a secret to a happy marriage, the living arrangement she and her husband have cooked up that is definitely stirring up some debate. And just days after the Titan sub disaster, Oscar-winning film Titanic returning to Netflix, what the streaming service is saying about the timing of it all. And amid record heat, Texas power grid under pressure. We'll look at the new record the grid just set.
And we're getting ready for a nice and dry afternoon, and it looks good for the Orioles game tonight, but we are talking hazy conditions. I'll let you know more about the air quality and when it improves coming up in my Weather Authority forecast.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
Well, taking a look at your social stream, pregnant workers have new protections. It's all thanks to a new federal law known as the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act. Now, the law requires employers to provide reasonable accommodations related to pregnancy and childbirth. So what are reasonable accommodations? That's the big question. Some examples include ability to sit, drink water, getting closer parking, additional bathroom breaks. So what are you saying about this? Senator Ben Cardin weighing in on this. The hashtag Pregnancy Fairness Act is now in effect. It means postpartum pregnant people now have federal protections to ask for accommodations like pumping breaks and modified schedules. Huge. Truly addressing pregnancy discrimination requires real actions by employers, not just words. Another one here saying yes. Jones saying thank you, Senator Cardin. And then one more saying, Senator Cardin, non-pregnant workers get stuck picking up the slack. Reminds me of my Navy days and the, quote, I can't deploy because my wife, she's excuses. Michael Beard posting that one. Heat wave continues to take a toll in Texas. The state's power grid operator saying Tuesday the power use in Texas hit a preliminary all-time high Tuesday. It comes as Texas could continue to see temperatures rise well above 100 degrees through the rest of the week. Peak power demand is expected to set another record today. Well, looking at your smartboard here, and Jeff just puts out Reuters, that's what electricity is for. We also heard from Lucius Smoothly. He says, Texas Tribune, personal solar power and generators are the way to go. If you want to be sure, in the next 5-10 years, I believe these will be part of any new Texas home construction, just like air conditioning is now a standard non-negotiable component. The Oscar-winning film Titanic back to Netflix. But this time, it's the timing, and it's causing concern from some who say it's insensitive given last week's Titan submersible disaster. Somebody who helped make that film actually died in that disaster. 5 people were on board the Ocean Gate Titan sub when it imploded, and then during a dive to the Titanic wreckage. While some are calling the movie's return to Netflix too soon, reports show the film was already slated to hit the streaming site July 1st before the sub's disaster, before it even took off. So what are we saying about that? Well, they were saying rubbish, LOL. This is Mel Sims saying, set months in advance streaming deals. People need to get a life. It's sad, but there are lots of tragedies in the world. People die sadly every day. And Max, I did not hear any of these people yelling and screaming about any number of streaming action movies featuring nonstop automatic gunfire and a gore from beginning to end following the mass shootings that we have in the country every other minute. Also, we have one other thing that we need to tell you about. This breaking news coming across from the Associated Press. You see that smile right there? The return of Simone Biles. She said that she will be coming back, returning to competition in August in her first meet since 2020 Olympics. You remember Biles stepping down, saying mental health concerns. So some great news coming there. And glad we just got that news in for you. Still ahead, keeping kids focused on school. School districts that's set to take away students' phones this upcoming school year, and they've got a neat device that goes with it. Actor Kevin Spacey back in court on a new sexual assault charge. We'll take a closer look at the new allegations coming up after the break. (11:15) and we are back with a live look over Towson this Wednesday morning. A little bit drier today than we've seen this week. Stay with us because coming up, we'll check in with meteorologist Jasmine Lomax to see if the rain stays away for your 4th of July fireworks plans. Making your headlines, actor Kevin Spacey appearing in a Britain court on charges that he sexually assaulted 4 men in the early 2000s. The actor, who owns a home here in Baltimore, facing 12 charges. This is not the first time the actor has faced assault charges. Spacey was found not liable for allegations of battery in a New York civil trial in October. A new trial is set to last 4 weeks. Federal judge has denied Sam Bankman-Fried's motion to dismiss some of his criminal charges that were filed against him. Federal prosecutors say the crypto entrepreneur orchestrated one of the biggest financial frauds in U.S. history. Bankman-Fried allegedly cheated investors, stole their money from customers of his cryptocurrency exchange FTX. 31-year-old facing 13 federal counts, including wire fraud, conspiracy to commit money laundering. Discount trading app Robinhood is laying off about 150 of its employees. That's about 7% of its full-time staff. Wall Street Journal says an internal company message to its staff members says that the layoffs were necessary to adjust to volumes and better align team structures. Robinhood already cut more than 1,000 jobs last year. Ford is making some more cuts as it deals with high expenses for making the electric vehicles. Wall Street Journal says Ford is reducing salaried and contract workers in North America by at least 1,000. Ford eliminated 3,000 positions last summer, cut some positions in Europe earlier this year. And Tesla's EV plug-in is moving closer to becoming the industry standard. Volvo is now joining that long list of car companies joining the supercharger network, making the switch to the Tesla connector in new models. It follows moves by Ford, GM, and Rivian. A judge is set to consider a restraining order against BGE as the company installs gas regulators all around Baltimore, the latest at 4. President Joe Biden in Chicago today unveiling a new U.S. economic plan. At 5, why critics say the president is inflating the numbers. And a new survey finds Americans who quit their jobs earlier this year as part of the Great Resignation are already in regret. At 6, the reasons behind the sentiment. You can get Fox 45 News in a flash through your Amazon Alexa or Echo. We now deliver your local headlines to your forecast. We do it in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, just tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. 11:17 now, and trending today, it may be summer break, but come next school year, kids in one Ohio school district will have to lock up their phones before heading into the classroom. Akron Police, or the Public School District, says that phones are not only a distraction from learning, but have led to security issues as well.
Staging fights and filming fights was a big problem for us. And then social media, bullying, and things that happen throughout the day.
In an effort to crack down on the cell phone usage, the district is launching magnetic locking bags for students to store their phone during the school day. You see it right there. Those bags are called Yonder. The district will allow them to use their phones on field trips, for health needs, or for a 2-factor authentication. So we need to find out exactly what others think about this. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle here now. Mark, you know, both of us grew up where we didn't have cell phones at all to deal with, you know, especially when we were in high school. We both have children now, and it's a different world.
Tom, I think it's funny. I think people from our generation, I think we assumed that they couldn't have their phones.
A lot of people did, yeah.
I assumed that, but then, you know, talking to the kids, and then people started saying, well, we need the phones so we know what time to pick up my child, blah, 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 blah. But again, I think us old school people, we thought that was the case anyway. I thought it was interesting, though. They were like, you know, people filming fights at school.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Actually, that part is pretty. I need, as a parent, I kind of want to know that part.
You do. That's exactly it. A lot of parents are saying that, like safety concerns. You know, I mean, because you think about it, in news business, we wouldn't see a lot of these videos. What actually goes on in these buildings?
Oh, yeah.
Had it not been for students recording them.
Imagine if we had phones recording what went on when we were in school. That was crazy.
I don't want to go there. I'm glad at that point we don't. But
why'd you get so quiet, Tom?
Yeah. But I mean, but did you see they could lock the bags? They have them locked up in those magnetic things, and then at the end of the day, they set this release, and all the bags unlock, or maybe they walk out and they unlock it, and then they can get to their phone again.
I think comedian Dave Chappelle, broke that out with his concerts first.
He did when he locked them up.
Yeah, the company that made you kind of lock your phones up. So there you go.
All right, nice. All right, thank you, Mark. Well, it is dry when you step outside this morning. Things look a lot different or looking over than when you see over downtown Pittsburgh. Actually, if you step out at Baltimore, great. Look over Pittsburgh, totally different. Meteorologist Jasmine Lomax with the wild and wonderful forecast. Jasmine?
Yeah, Tom, that's right. This is certainly some wild weather coming in from downtown Pittsburgh. You can barely see in the background of this video. That just shows all of the haze that they're seeing there. You really can't make out much because of all of that haze from the wildfire smoke. Again, we're talking about the Canadian wildfires still having an impact on many parts of the country, including us here. Now, our air quality not as bad as what we're seeing in Pittsburgh. In fact, they're dealing with some of the worst air quality around the country. We are currently in that moderate range, but we are looking at worse air quality later this afternoon. We're talking code orange for parts of our state, for the entire state. And this is for today, possibly tomorrow as well, as we continue to deal with that poor air quality. This means that if you know someone with asthma, children, the elderly, someone with heart or lung disease, the air quality could be unsensitive for them. Currently, temperature is around 77, and it's mostly cloudy, but also a little hazy in the background. Our visibility is slightly reduced, so that's something that you will notice as you step outside. Temperatures are mainly in the 70s across the state. We're dealing with lower humidity, and it's all because of this high-pressure system. But around that high-pressure system, we've got winds that are coming in from the northwest, and that's what's bringing in some of that Canadian wildfire smoke to our area. The good news is that as we head into the weekend, the air quality will begin to improve, but our rain chances will also begin to increase. So on the future scan, notice we do stay nice and dry heading into the afternoon and then into the night. So if you're going to the Orioles game, it looks good. Just be conscious of that air quality. 84 for the high today, 89 tomorrow. Then we're talking 90 on Friday with late showers and potential storms. We've got more weekend storms on Saturday and Sunday. Then as we head into the 4th of July, another chance for showers and storms, 80s and 90s after that. Back to you.
Thank you, Jasmine. Still ahead, some big changes from the biggest social media pages. New parental controls Facebook is rolling out. We'll look at the new feature TikTok is taking away. 11:22 is the time. 11:25, and don't miss this. TikTok is removing one of its newest in-app features, TikTok Now. It's a feature closely resembling the Be Real, where users were able to take photos or 10-second videos with their phones on the front and the back cameras at the same time. It was first released in September. Snapchat and Instagram also made similar features last year when Be Real gained popularity for inviting users to capture random daily moments with their photos. Meta is bringing more safety measures to its platforms. The company Instagram messaging app Messenger will now allow parents to see how much time their children spend on the app, as well as see their contacts if they report somebody. On Facebook, teen users will receive a nudge from the app to step away after being on it for about 20 minutes. Instagram will also have a nudge feature for young users when they are scrolling for long periods of time during the night. They ignore their parents, they probably ignore a nudge. Pickleball growing in popularity, but so are game-related injuries. A report by a UBS analyst reveals pickleball injuries could end up costing Americans up to $400 million a year. The report, which looked at medical records, revealing a rapid increase in injuries in players over the age of 60. The report goes on to say a rise in healthcare services connected to the sport actually caused a dip in insurance company shares earlier this month. Well, that's all we have for your Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle is up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what you're working on. Mark?
Hey, Tom. Wheel of Fortune is naming a replacement as longtime host Pat Sajak retires. Is it Tom? We'll tell you coming up next on Be More Lifestyle.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
What's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle Live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with Vanya Pettigrew from Root Branch Media, and also meteorologist Jasmine Lomax. Ladies, what's going on?
Hey, family.
Hey.
What's up?
Let me tell you right now, Ryan Seacrest will replace Pat Sajak as the new host of Wheel of Fortune. Sajak confirmed earlier this month that the show's 41st season, which begins in September, will be his last. Seacrest will take over in 2024. He said in a statement he is humbled to be taking the helm after Sajak's legendary 4-decade-plus career. Look, I'm not a hater, but I'm like,
that's how haters start off. That's how haters start off.
I mean, is it Ryan Seacrest or Steve Harvey on every job?
Yes, it is.
Kanye, please. Why
on every job?
The same two people on every job? And I don't want to sound like a hater, but I am kind of hating.
I mean, I don't know the why behind it, but in all honesty, I'm a Wheel of Fortuner, so I'm very happy to see the legacy continue and stay on the air. But there's a lot of talent out there, so we could really mix it up.
But Ryan will do a great job.
He will do a great job.
He's going to do fantastic.
And man, I mean, look at what was the other one? The man,
which one?
The other game show that's not the same anymore.
Jeopardy.
So, yes.
They've had so many hosts.
So, lady, what do you think? You would have been a great host.
I would have been great. I'm a Ryan Seacrest fan. I think he's going to do fantastic. However, I thought they would give it to Vanna White. She's been there. She knows it. I feel like there's time for a woman game show host, and I feel like they need to start that.
But let's keep it real. That show would that would not have been a hot show.
Yes, it would have. It would have been a new gown every day with Vanna. It would have been lit.
Vanna White done anything.
Vanna could do more than turn letters.
Right.
I don't think so. What do you think, Jazz?
I do think Vanna would have done a great job.
Thank you.
You guys are being nice.
I do think Ryan is going to do a great job.
He's going to do great.
This is a position where you can't just leave. You have to stay there like 30+ years again.
Exactly.
So do that?
Yeah, he can't just hop off and go back to another show. It's like American Idol, but without music, Ryan.
Well,
so you gotta stick it out, boo. You
Vanna's feeling she wants to get more money, but again, has Vanna said anything memorable that you think she'd be a witty, funny host?
Well, they don't even let her talk. This is
But we don't know. There could be all kind of humor in there.
We don't know.
They holding my girl back. Don't play with her.
If you've been there for 79 years and we don't know, then you ain't the one.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm just
true.
hating. The woman is sharing what she calls a secret to a happy marriage. She says she doesn't live with her husband.
Oh.
The 43-year-old bride said she and her 58-year-old husband have been together for 2 years, but they have yet to move in together. He lives in his house with his teenage son from a previous relationship, and she lives on her own. She says it works for them having built separate homes and living separate lives.
Okay. They sound like they separate. They sound like a legal separation. This don't sound like a marriage.
Well, again, I believe in moving to the beat of your own drum. So what works for people works for them. But and what they say, as for me in my house.
Okay. I will serve the Lord. Oh, no, not that one.
My husband don't need to be home. He don't need to be home.
Lady T, can you have your husband, you guys live in separate homes?
No, he better be up in my bed. He better be up in... Almost a whole new level. I just stop there? Okay, because I'm like, no, wait.
Right. You're safe, yes.
Separate bathrooms at most.
What's the point of being together, being married at that?
That's right.
And not living together? Like,
y'all just friends. You should have just stayed friends with the ring.
Well,
is that what it is?
We want you to tell it. Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. Would you ever consider living in separate houses? When you get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. And at the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. Now, an act of charity takes a wrong turn, but ends up okay. A man in California is sharing on Reddit how he meant to donate $150 to a neighbor's food relief fundraiser, but somehow typed in the wrong information and donated $15,000.
Wow.
Unable to actually give that much, he got a refund from his credit card company.
Oh, he got the refund.
But
well, then we're good.
That's where the story takes a turn, though. When word got up on the mix-up, strangers started donating to make up the difference, and the page now has raised $120,000.
I was about to say, what was the difference?
That sounds like something I would do, and you are so angry when you hit that button. You're like, wow, you're like, oh no!
Yes.
Lady C, what would you have done?
Have y'all ever cash apped the wrong person before?
My
the wrong
goodness.
amount of money?
Yes.
Listen, I was at a fundraiser thing, and everybody was supposed to donate $6, and I did $60 instead, and I was like, wait, that's the water bill right there. Hold on, real quick. And I was like, but I couldn't ask for it back because I was too embarrassed. So I just didn't say anything. At least he stood up for himself. I wallowed. I wallowed and couldn't use water.
I've definitely been on the other side of that, sending PayPal. I actually sent it to a makeup artist. Accidentally $1,000. I was like, sis.
It wasn't that good.
She wouldn't pick up the phone. I was like, girl.
Keep her She's like, finders keepers, losers weavers.
No, fortunately, fingers crossed that it doesn't happen to me. Trying to be safe, but
yeah, she a meteorologist. I know she ain't make no mistake like that.
You check and double check.
Double check, triple check. She's like,
ladies, you've been amazing. We're going to see you later on the show, Vanya and Jazz and Lady T. I don't think we're going to see you.
But I'm be out here plotting and trotting in Vegas, y'all. I'll see y'all.
It's summer, and that means a lot of people are taking a road trip. Coming up, a new tool for your car that will help you make traveling a little less stressful. But first, letting go of stress, we'll chat. Okay, two stress things, okay? A local life coach about how to get control of your life and the challenges that come with it. Stick around.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
Record numbers of travelers are hitting the highway. Are you prepared to prove who's at fault in an event of an accident? Well, today, Genevieve Gorder has a deal on a handy dash cam that could be a solution for you.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
Hey, everybody. We all spend a lot of our lives in our cars. And wouldn't you like that time that you do spend here to be as safe as possible? It's scary to think about, but there are over 6 million car accidents each year in the U.S., and that's a huge number. But one of the ways we can find peace of mind is through how we protect ourselves. This is the Minolta dash cam. Now, if you're ever involved in a car accident, you could have supporting evidence at your fingertips. Think about that. This camera comes with a windshield mount, and it's really easy to set up. It has a wide angle and tiltable lens, and it uses HD video, so it won't miss anything going on in front of you, including license plate numbers. It also has this large screen, so you can actually see the footage that you record. And the most important part of the camera is the G sensor, which will automatically detect a collision and make sure it gets recorded. Now, beyond accidents, think about the added security of having a camera like this in your car. Break-ins, road rage, unsafe parking lots. Think of this like a security camera for your car that you can feel good about. We are offering a special offer right now. Get one for yourself. Think about getting one for your kid going away to school, elderly parents, anyone you want to keep safe. Take advantage of this deal. Go to asadeals.com.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Destined for Purpose Life Coach.
No matter who you are, life can overwhelm you. Lakeisha Price, founder of Destined for Purpose Life Coach, is here with us to share how life coaching can help you take control of life and its challenges. Welcome. How are you?
I'm well.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
I feel successful right now.
Thank you so very much for having me.
Well, talk to us about, so what is life coaching?
So life coaching is a very powerful tool to have. I think that it really helps you to develop your personal life skills. It also helps you focus on self-awareness and getting rid of that negative talk. Life coaching really, structure and strategizes one's life. It also helps you to just be aware of what it is that has you stuck. You know, I think that life coaching is not a career. I think it is a calling to be a life coach, you know, because you carry the lives of individuals and you try to make them, you know, restore them with hope. You know, and getting them from a place where they're unstuck to a successful place and really seeing the bright side of life.
I love that. So what is the key to successful coaching?
So the key to successful coaching is, you know, just really having that one-on-one personal interaction with the individuals, right? And also just owning, you know, what it takes and what individuals need in order to, you know, overcome obstacles in life. You know, every individual is unique. And, you know, they have what they need, but you have to be a life coach and be able to, you know, tap into, you know, those areas that they feel that they're stuck in, you know, and really get into the root cause of the issues.
I love it. I think for some people this is new. And so talk to us about the benefits of receiving or having a life coach like yourself.
So the benefits of it, yes, absolutely. So having the benefits of a life coach, I think, again, is a very powerful tool. It really brings awareness to some areas that people, again, may get stuck in. It also helps you to be able to strategize and structure your life. You know, we have football coaches.
I love it.
We have tennis coaches, but, you know, we really don't advocate for life coaches.
Yeah.
So life coaching, I think, will always help individuals to get from, you know, what makes them sad to really what makes them happy, you know, because life is good.
It's crazy because I think it's a combination of, you know, some people look to the church, some people look for a counselor or a therapist, but I think, like you said, I think giving somebody a system, a way to get from A to B is so powerful. And so how can people reach you? How can people get in contact with you to get the same?
Yes, you can reach me at Destined for Purpose, lifecoach@gmail.com. I am also on IG at D4PLC. I'm also on Facebook. I also have my webpage at coachingbykeisha2.com. So feel free to reach out to me.
You can get God. You can be reached.
Yes.
You are everywhere.
Yes, I am.
Thank you for joining us, okay?
Thank you for having me again.
You're amazing. Okay, still ahead, we've seen rain the past 2 days. If you're a homeowner, you know there's nothing worse than discovering a leak in your roof. Coming up, how a home remodel can be the solution. But first, we'll show you how local media companies using technology to connect with the youth. Stay right there.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
Root Branch Media Group is not only a fixture in the community, they are using media to connect with the youth. We're joined by CEO Vanya Pettigrew. Vanya, welcome to the show. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you, Mark.
I mean, you are a mogul. In addition to generating a lot of opportunity, you really are plugged in with the young people. Tell us about that.
That's right. Yeah, so since 2010, Root Branch, we've been rooted in the community, working with young people, working directly specifically with Baltimore City and Baltimore City Public Schools, have instructors inside the building throughout the school year, offering media arts instruction, teaching them filmmaking, documentary style, photography, and any facet of media from the digital arts. We do it as their resource block during school day, after school program, and now summertime, summer programming.
Vanya, you really have an amazing story. Tell us about your journey, because you are doing something, not in addition to having your own company, but you have an amazing facility, great location.
Yes, yes.
Tell us about your journey.
Thank you so much. We were very, very fortunate to recently acquire the old barcoding building in Canton, 2220 Boston Street.
Ching, ching, ching.
If ever you're just passing by that Aliciana and, Boston Street curve, that entire block, the gray building is our new home. So in our building, we have our production studios. We have a coffee shop that's our own coffee brand that is coming. In the coming year, the coffee exists on the marketplace right now. And then we have offices for lease, Root Branch Office Solutions on second floor, where we are actually at this point, the spaces that are leasable, we are 90% booked up.
What?
So we have all sorts of people from the community, significant organizations and figures that you've heard of. They occupy our building and they work there for the past 3 weeks. We've hosted Baltimore Core. I'm super proud of and excited for them. They just finished their cohort and swore in over 60 AmeriCorps Baltimore Core young people yesterday at the building, and our councilman Zeke Cohen came by as well. And so, a lot of just exciting energy that's happening in the space.
Well, so you're a young person. You always have your finger on the pulse of what's going on. Number one, that's kind of a half question or observation, but also share with us, again, you made it happen. What's some advice you have for young women, young black women, young people in general to get to where you are, to get to where they want to be?
Absolutely. The one thing I will say, because I say it often, you can be multi-hyphenated, because oftentimes we're taught to believe that you can only be one thing. And I am the queen of hyphenation. So, when people say, why are you starting a coffee company? How does that tie in? Because I like coffee. I'm not the barista. I own the company. So,
there we go. See?
So you can really...
Bus driver, she owns the bus. Okay, I'm going to cut you short. How can people follow you on social media?
I think the easiest way is to go to my lifestyle page, Vanya Rooted, VONNYA Rooted, and then from there you can find all the other pages.
We're going to have you back, of course, and we appreciate you so much. You're an inspiration. Thanks, dear.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Vanya. Now over to Jasmine with the best weather in America. Oh, Jasmine.
Well, we are actually heading international for this photo. This is coming in from Cornwall, so we're going to England, and just a stunning photo in the background. You can actually see the Milky Way. Very nice conditions there, and it's so different from what we have here. Not only can you not see the Milky Way, but we've got hazy skies and some clouds outside as we continue to deal with smoke from the Canadian wildfires. So as you step outside, you may notice that it does look a little bit hazy. And around our area, we're seeing a lot of other areas with even poorer air quality, and that's closer to where that impact is from the Canadian wildfire smoke. So as we look toward Pittsburgh and then areas like Cleveland, even Milwaukee, dealing with some of that very unhealthy air quality. We're in that moderate range, but we are looking at unhealthy for sensitive groups. So for all of the areas in orange, the entire state, we're talking a code orange air quality alert. This is primarily for those sensitive to unhealthy air quality, including children, the elderly, and those with asthma, heart, or lung diseases. Otherwise, our temperature is currently at 77 with mostly cloudy skies and slightly reduced visibility. We're mainly seeing the 70s across the state. And as we head into the afternoon, those numbers do rise. Now, the Canadian wildfire smoke is coming in from the northwest, and around that high pressure system, winds out of the northwest. So that's part of the issue. That high pressure system, though, will keep us nice and dry, and it will lead to low humidity. So as we head into the afternoon and then the evening, it does look good, but we just have that unhealthy air quality that continues tomorrow, but the air quality improves by Friday. So mid-80s today, upper 80s tomorrow, then a few showers and storms on Friday and over the rest of the weekend. As we head into the upcoming week, we're still looking at the chance for showers and storms. Temperatures will be in the 80s and 90s. Back to you.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Crown Remodeling.
With the recent wet weather, folks in the Baltimore area may be noticing some issues with their roofing. Jeff Weisberg, founder of Crown Remodeling, is here to share how Crown Remodeling can help you get your roof and even your home interior in order. Jeff, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing marvelous. How are you?
Hey, look, man, so why can getting a roof be so stressful? I know the answer to this question, but why can getting a roof be so stressful?
Well, the number one thing is that companies and salespeople are taught to do the one-call close. They're taught to go in there and do a high pressure, start at a high price, go down to a medium price, go down to the bottom line price, call the manager on the phone, play all the tricks in the book to try to get the person to sell. We are completely different. We are non-pressure. We are low-key. We come in there, we take a measurement, we give you your price, and we try to build a rapport and try to build trust with the customer.
So you don't do the high pressure stuff, you really do the real connection.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And so when we talk about roofing, how long does it really take to get a new roof?
New roof takes about 1 day.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, about 1 day, depending on the size, but it takes about 1 day.
That's amazing, man. So my house is 1949, and we have a slate roof.
Okay.
So we need to call you. Okay. You can get me done in 1 day too?
Slate roof might take a couple days, but we can definitely handle it.
So, Jeff, on the website, it says that, actually, I can't even see the thing. It says that you have photos of amazing interior remodeling. Can you tell me about the remodeling that you do also in addition to the roofing?
Absolutely. Thank you for the question. We are also a full-service interior remodeling company. We do a lot of renovations in Silver Spring, Baltimore City for investors. We do kitchens, bathrooms, full basements. You can see all of our pictures and great photos on YouTube, on our website.
And so, Jeff, what you're saying is the technology for roof has really increased to the point where it's a fast turnaround, and so you can knock that out. But also, are you seeing, when we had the COVID, a lot of people I noticed really put a lot of money into their homes since they were staying in their homes. Is that growing? Are you seeing that still happen with people now that COVID's over?
Yes, for sure, 100%.
And so, but also with roofs, when you get your roof redone, is it it's pretty much when you get done once, it is a lifetime thing, or does it take, is it every 20 years? How often should you get your roof checked out?
We use a Owings Corning shingle. It's a 50-year shingle, so pretty much you're one and done. You'll be retired in Florida by the time you need another roof.
Well, Jeff, thanks for joining us once again, man.
Appreciate it.
Continued success.
Thank you so much.
All right, still ahead, they love their spouse, but they don't want to live with them. The unique living arrangement one couple's calling the secret to a happy marriage. Stick around. A woman is sharing what she calls a secret to a happy marriage. She says she doesn't live with her husband. The 43-year-old bride says she and her 58-year-old husband have been together for 2 years, but have yet to move in together. He lives in his house with his teenage son from a previous relationship, and she lives in her own home. They say it works out for them, having built separate homes and lives before meeting each other. We wanted you to tell it. Would you ever consider living in separate houses? Right now, most of you are saying never. Great show lined up for tomorrow. Quiet quitting became a common thing during the pandemic, but now some workers are going a different direction. We'll look at the new trend known as loud quitting.
Find out how to have your business featured on Be More Lifestyle. Email us at BeMoreLifestyleTV@foxbaltimore.com.
Quit. Loud quitting. Thanks for inviting us into your home. Make sure you follow Be More Lifestyle on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow.